Hello friends, this is the first lesson on the basics of Python. I just started learning Python as part of my work as a data analyst for around 2 months back. In this first lesson, I'll just be covering the essential tools involved in Python, what is the syntax, and small nitty-gritties associated with this language. So if you want to work with Python, you install Anaconda, and when you open the Anaconda navigator, you will get an option as a Spyder. So Spyder is an IDE built within Python wherein you get an, an editor as well as variable explorer, file explorer, and also a console. It's an Python console. So everything packaged as at one place. So it's quite easy to work with your code and visualize what is happening. There are certain other things like Jupyter Lab and Notebook. We just opens a local host on your system and you can type Python commands on a web browser and a console as well. So we'll be mostly working with Spyder. So let me shift to Spyder. So this is the UI of Spyder that you will see. So if you see, all the Python files are saved as extension.py, and in this you have an editor, you have a console. So this shows that there is no command type till now. There is a variable explorer where you can see all the variables that come in. So suppose I type x equal to 1, you will see a variable that has been created. Now if you want to delete this variable, you can just say del x, or you can even remove from here. Both does the same thing. So you just delete it from here. That is also possible. At the same time, there is a file explorer where you can see all the files. Now coming back to our script, this is a small script that I have created as part of this lesson 1. So if you see here, the first command is import OS, and right now it is commented out. So this hash, so in Python, is a commented block of code, so it doesn't run. And you can toggle this just by pressing command 1 on your screen. So if you press a command 1, toggles like this. So import OS is the first command that I'm typing. What it does, there is a within Python libraries, there's an inbuilt library OS which imports it, so you can use all the modules of that library now. Similarly, I have created my own library, which is nothing but a Python file which I have put at the same location as this particular file, which is all coming under here. So if you see all the files that I have created till now, and I have a file rahul.py, which is like a set of useful functions which are quite generic in nature and which I use again and again for my work. So I can import that as well, and I can give an alias for the same. So import rahul.st, for example. If you see within that file, I have imported certain libraries, inbuilt libraries of Python also as an alias. So if you see, if from the difflib library I just want to use one of the methods, one of the functions, I'll just say from difflib import sequence matcher as some. So these are the three ways in which we import. Now now I can use now I can use any command like os.chdr from the Python library, and suppose I print this. Let me run this code and see what happens. So if you see, it has printed the current working directory. So this os.get current working directory, and I have just redirected it to the print command. Now coming to the data types in Python. So Python supports these basic data types. It might be an integer or decimal value or a string or a list or a tuple or a dictionary or a set. Let me just uncomment all of these. Let me run it for you. So if you see, X is right now a set, so it's an empty set. If I comment this, then X will become an empty dictionary. So this is an empty dictionary, this is an empty tuple, this is an empty list, this is a string, this is a value. You can even delete a variable. So Better keep on deleting a variable if you don't need to use it again, or you are not going to reassign it. So its life cycle has ended. If you keep on accumulating such variables while you are working, then your memory will get full and the processing time will increase a lot. So it's a good practice to delete the variables you don't use anymore within the script. So that's all for the first lesson. In the next lesson, I'll be covering a bit more about the four data types: list, tuple, dictionary, set, with certain use cases and showing certain examples as to how we can utilize these data types. Thanks for listening. I'll be back with the second lesson in some time.